And we are ready to kick this one off, as it is going to be ACF taking on Mr. 5000. Find out who you think is going to win. I want to know. Put in your predictions in the chat. And it looks like we can jump straight into this one.
Catwoman, Bizzaro.
As it is going to be ACF on our left-hand side. Or should I say on our right-hand side?
Approaching Atlantis.
And it is going to be Mr. 5000 on our left-hand side. This now the third and fourth player playoff. At the moment, Superman being picked up by Mr. 5000. And these players still competing for quite a bit of prize money, of course. And essentially setting themselves up in this one. It is Mr. 5000, the Zambian representative, taking on ACF, the South African. At the moment, both players trying to find their way in and test out their opposition to see exactly where they can manipulate the opposite numbers. At the moment, it is that trademark back three that gets called in from ACF. And this evil zombie-like Superman is going to find his way in. And chipping away damage up against the Catwoman. Once again finds himself into the juggle. However, the air escape not going to be able to be used out effectively enough, as the juggle will once again find his way in, as Mr. 5000 looking dominant early on.
You, Bizzaro, best enemy.
So it's a big overhead that does not find its way forward. And it is going to be ACF finally managing to land a combo of his own. 5 hits with 170 damage. So slowly but surely it is going to be Mr. 5000 using that trait, and will be able to get the increase in damage, but however not really being able to make use of it at the moment. As those get well blocked out from ACF, who's just come off of a massive best of, or should I say, first to 5 series against Zaza, who now awaits the finalist Shao Kahn. But for right now, it is third and fourth place. And I'm trying to bring up at the moment exactly what the prize breakdown is. Of course, very, very important.
This challenge.
As the zombie Superman will find himself, unfortunately, not winning out on that battle. That is a defender success. And it is going to be ACF on the back foot at the moment, as the clash was used, and Mr. 5000 looking pretty strong at the moment, has to be said. Blocking out those shots pretty well, and it's going to be the laser meter burn that will be able to come in. However, the overhead will not be able to find its way in here. And once again, more chip damage, and finally, a lead kick will be able to bring it down to within 1 bar apiece. All matches are first to 5.
Bizzaro, hug, new friend.
If you are wondering, I am paying attention to the chat, so we're just making sure. But all these matches are first to 5 at the moment. It is ACF trying to find his way in, trying to bring this one back. And essentially, 4th place is going to walk away with an additional 500 rand. 3rd place is going to walk away with an additional 1,000 rand on top of whatever they have earned in the qualifiers. But it is the big 1st and 2nd place battle, where there's 7,000 rand in prize pool total, as it is going to be the first round going over to Mr. 5000.
Bizzaro wins.
Who comes out on top of that one. As we double back to the select screen to see who's going to change things up.
Bizzaro.
But at the moment, doesn't look like any more changes will come into place. Of course, if you're the winner of a round, and if you're just joining us, if you're unfamiliar with the fighting game scene, it basically means that if you have won the round, you are not allowed to change your character. It does give the opposition an opportunity to try counter your character. But right now, ACF seems like his pick pool is rather small at the moment, as he seems to be only going with the Catwoman. Maybe he's tried and faithful.
Begin.
All right, so once again, it is ACF. Trying to find his way forward at the moment. He's looking a little bit more confident in this round. go. It is a meter burn laser from distance that will be able to connect as he does burst his way all the way to the back. However, comes out on top of that air battle as he brings it back. As ACF currently on the back foot. However, not blocking up those lasers seemingly enough. He needs to respect that. And will be able to find his way in with the low. However, it is not enough. As that getting taken advantage of by Mr. 5000. The moment charges himself up and once again puts him back into the corner. It is not going to be able to be a big connection with that overhead mid kick. However, back three trying to come out of that situation from ACF. However, doesn't come out on top. Currently in the bat cave. As darkness envelops for both of these players, finding their way into the third and fourth place playoff in this first 2-5, as it is a big connection coming up here, and you can expect a clash to be brought out here from ACF anytime soon, as he doesn't really have much meter to burn. We've seen him try to bring out that back three meter burn from this sort of range, but so far not really been able to connect too much, but however will finally be able to bring it down. Connects with the overhead, and there we go. Here's a clash from Mr. 5000.
Have you had your shots?
It is one bar, so that will be a success. Brings it back to full. ACF still has that clash in hand, but we've been seeing him spend bars faster than Fat Egg. So, the swing will get called into play. Back three will be able to land with that one as ACF finally finds himself in a good position here as he puts him in the corner. A couple of footsies will get traded up. However, finds his way in, connects with the overhead into the lows. Keeps the struggle going. It is Mr. 5000 on the back foot, and it is going to be the likes of ACF coming up with some big damage. However, it's not enough to kill off the combo. However, the overhead will get called into play here from Mr. 5000. And once again, trying to find his way in with that. And just like that, he gives him a big fist to the face. He says, "Get out of my game, son." It is Mr. 5000 making it 2-0 against ACF.
Bizzaro,
So we go back to character
Catwoman.
select, and it is once again going to be a rinse and repeat here.
Fighters approaching
Of
Brainiac's
the
ship.
Bizzaro Superman taking on Catwoman. As we push this one live and get ready to jump back into essentially round number 3 here. At the moment, ACF hasn't been able to stand all the way toe-to-toe up against his opposite number. Got very close there in the second round, however, was a little too late as Mr. 5000 came up clutch when he needed to. As he keeps that pressure piling on. Once again, find himself on the back foot as the juggle will come into play. The overhead will not be able to find its way in as Catwoman swinging her way out of that one. The uppercut into that flaming burn damage, and oh, getting knocked into the galaxy far away. The Brainiac Claw rather will be bringing him right back to life as that first bar will get whittled down here from ACF. The big damage is going to be called out. Once again, the trait will get used. That's going to increase the damage done. Oh, it is the back three that will find its way in there. Surprisingly so, as ACF not being able to do enough to get himself out of that situation. As it is a whip into mid-air, into the combo. We'll be able to see the back fourth, back three. There we go. However, trying to keep that damage coming. At the moment, it is ACF that needs to try and find his way in. Trying to be the aggressor. As at the moment, chipping away slowly but surely. Dodging out that overhead wall. However, once again, it is the meter burn laser that seems to catch ACF off guard every single time. And the clash will finally get called out here. In his last breath of this round, it is ACF that needs to try come up solid, taking on the Zambian, Mr. 5000. The Brainiac Claw does get thrown down. However, it is the meter burn combo that will get called into play here from Mr. 5000, and this should be enough as he puts him back into the corner. And ACF looking like he will get chunked down chip by chip. However, the whip will be enough just to bring this back to 1 bar. But it's probably a little too late here, as all he needs to rise up to the sky and land that big fist of fury as he makes it 3. And at the moment, it is going to be Mr. 5000 running home with this. All right. So far, Mr. 5000 looking very, very, very solid with the Superman in hand. He's Bizzaro proving too strong,
Bizzaro.
as ACF is going to default back to his Catwoman once again.
Fighters approaching.
Looks like we're going to Metropolis, and will ACF be able to pull this one off? It's going to be a tough one. At the moment, 3-0 down
Begin.
against Mr. 5000. At the moment, he needs to try change things up. Finally connects to the overhead and uses that interactable juggle. Needs to try find his footing in this match. It's a grab into the juggle, interactable. However, it will not be able to connect with that flying low. There we go. Lands once again into the changeover. As the cat takes the train ride and we land ourselves into the brawling bar. At the moment, the uppercut. It will be an air escape just to be able to juggle their way out of that combo. At the moment, ACF finally rises himself to the challenge. However, gets connected in midair. As it's a massive wake-up coming in here from Mr. 5000. At the moment, throwing a man across the bar. Unfortunately, a patron gets taken for a ride. Hopefully, he had a couple of drinks and numbs the pain. But for right now, is essentially the Catwoman on the back foot. As once again, oh, that punching box might as well be a Catwoman face. As the juggle will keep on getting the knockdown. As the overhead into the jungle, into the overhead. It looks like the clash will get called out here from ACF.
Reject this challenge.
Whip it good, as 25% health regen will get called into play. However, the back three will not be able to find its way in, as it is a decent use of that meter burn. 2 meters essentially being burnt on this combo to land 12 hits, 350 damage. As the grab will bring him back within 1, as ACF still fighting in this round number 4. Big whip, as this bar is looking pretty much lit with flames at the moment. As there's a back three, the meter burn air escape will get called in from ACF to jump out of that combo. However, some more damage will get piled its way in, as it's a massive uppercut. And just like that, it is Mr. 5000
Bizzaro wins.
making it 4.